Guys, Goku T24 Junior here. I'm gonna be doing part 3 since that part there I was doing just cut because of my storage. Now, we were last saying when Beerus woke up and Goku telling Vegeta that he has to fight Lord Beerus since he can be the only one who can give him a challenge instead of the Z fighters. Since Goku didn't want to reveal the other things staying on planet Cosmosis. And guys, and Goku saying to Reddit Snapper Perigus, saying that they couldn't even stand a chance, even fuse that Lord Beerus' Ultra Instinct, because Lord Beerus' Ultra Instinct, he fuses it with his Destroyer power, and that's the no one can stand a chance except Vegeta and the Z fighters. Now Vegeta says fine, then I'll have to fight Lord Beerus. But you can find Lord Beerus, and before Vegeta could say any word, Lord Beerus and Whis comes here as Goku says, as Beerus says, well, so these are the Saiyans in this planet having got key. As they say, yes, we are the Saiyans. As Beerus says, I would like to fight you. Give me your strongest fighter. As Vegeta says, no, as Vegeta says, our strongest fighter, you wouldn't stand against him, but I can give you a challenge, you want for your life. But Vegeta says, but you'll have to use your full power from the start because I'm gonna use mine. As Peter says, first I'm gonna have to test your power. As test your power, Vegeta transforms into his autonomous Ultra Instinct and says, are you impressed? And Vegeta says, yes, as he goes to his also autonomous Ultra Instinct, mix autonomous Ultra Instinct. Now, they start fighting. First, they were equal, but Beerus went to full power autonomous Ultra Instinct. So did Vegeta. And Vegeta was actually beating Lord Beerus, as Beerus says, I see you can beat me in this form, but let's see if you can beat this one. As he mixed with Destroyer Key with autonomous Ultra Instinct, as Vegeta says, good. You used your full power. Now let me show you mine. As Vegeta started powering up and transformed into his mastered Ultra Instinct. And Beerus was surprised about this, saying, what? How did you get this power? Says Goku, as Vegeta saying, that's none of your business. He says, that's none of your business. And they start attacking each other. And Beerus started to beat Vegeta the first time. But Vegeta, getting used to Beerus' punches, started showing his true power, and he was busy punching Beerus up and down, headbutt and sucker punches, and Beerus was getting hurt. As Beerus says, now let me show you my full strength. Beerus saying, let me show you my full strength, and Beerus powers up to his full Destroyer Ultra Instinct, and Vegeta is overwhelmed, and Beerus starts to attack Vegeta. Vegeta couldn't even dodge his attacks anymore. As Vegeta said, let me show you mine now, Beerus. As Vegeta started powering up and went to his mastered Ultra Instinct and started to punch Beerus. Beerus was surprised and amazed that a Saiyan got the mastered Ultra Instinct, and Beerus was like, whoever trained you must be very strong. And Vegeta saying, trust me, he is far beyond strong. And Beerus was starting to get scared now, and not because of Vegeta and the person that Vegeta was talking about. And because Vegeta hadn't said any word about the name, Beerus hadn't known him yet. And Vegeta started beating Beerus up, and Beerus powered up a giant Hakai using all of his might. And Vegeta powered up a final flash and dispersed the Hakai and went with his full might, put it in his punch and punched Beerus so hard that he passed out. As Whis says, wow, Goku, that's you've trained your students are very impressive. As Goku saying, thank you, Whis. And Whis saying, okay, as Whis heal Lord Beerus, and Lord Beerus said, wow, you're very strong, Saiyan. As he said, so what about these two? Are they strong like you? He says, Yes, they are, but they're not stronger than you. And said, oh, but they say, Peter said, but they do have. Vegeta said, but they do have autonomous ultra instinct. They have not mastered it yet. But those two there, Goten and Trunks, they have the mastery of ultra instinct, but they don't like to fight. But they don't like to fight much, even if they do train. As Peter saying, wait, are they stronger than me? And saying only one of them, and one of them is my son. One of them is Kakarot's son, and Kakarot's son is stronger than me, and the other ones here, even you. Peter saying that one is stronger than you, but I thought you were the strongest. Here saying, yes, I am, but they don't like to fight much, so they let me fight. And Vegeta Beerus asked, so who trained you, Saiyan? Say it's another Saiyan, and this Saiyan's name is Kakarot, but people call him Goku, and these humans call him Goku. As Vegeta pointed to him, as Beerus sensing him was overwhelmed, even in his base. Goku here doesn't let his keep his sense much, because if you could release all of 100% of his base ki, the planet could start to crack, because it's not that powerful. And Goku fighting in his full base power, he will have to hold back a lot of power for him to release all of his energy and Earth not to crack. So Goku only uses 1% of his power, 1% of his power, so people can sense him, and it is already far stronger. But if you have to be sure, if Beerus could master Ultra Instinct, Goku could at least use 2%. Now Beerus is scared. Let's go back. Now Beerus is scared of Goku, seeing that this Saiyan is just that strong, and says, hey, hello Goku, wow, how about we have a spar? And Goku saying, okay, Whis, and Whis, knowing that Goku is strong, powers up to his full power, mastered out to his full angelic power. And Goku saying, okay, Whis, as Goku powered up to about 4% or 2%, 4% of his power, and said, now let's go, Whis. And they start fighting they start fighting a lot, and Goku is busy dodging all of his power. And Goku using 4% isn't using his true 4%, just is minusing his power, like minus 4%. And Whis is thinking that Goku is a little stronger because Goku is using 4%. Goku saying, actually, Whis, I'm not using the real 4%. If it has to be true, I'm using about my full 1%. And Whis is just scared now, saying, what, you've been using 1% all of this time? But he said Goku saying minus 1%. And Whis now gets a little shaken by this, saying you've been only using minus, saying I couldn't use my full 1%, otherwise I would have knocked you out in a second. And Whis is like, I would like to see you try. And Whis powers up to full and taps in, and also his ultra instinct, full angelic power with ultra instinct. And Whis start attacking Goku. Goku saying, Whis, you never learn. When I say something, you should believe it. And Goku closes his eyes, puts his hands in his pockets, and say, come at me, Whis. And Whis goes with full strength attacking Goku. Goku, even closing his eyes, is dodging Whis' punches. Whis is just surprised that how can he be dodging my punches while he's closing his eyes and he's not fighting with his hands. And Goku taking a little of his hands out. Whis gets punched Whis gets punched with multiple punches, and those punches are about 50 punches, and that's coming just from a minus of Goku's power. As Goku saying, Whis, You should believe what I say. And Goku starts attacking Whis. Goku just takes out both of his hands, and Whis gets more punch till he passes out. And Goku heals Whis and saying, "I told you, you wouldn't stand a chance." And Whis is amazed because Whis is saying, "Whis, if you're that strong, meaning you have to at least use meaning you will use 1% against my father, since I'm the second strongest angel before my father. Since I've trained with you." As Bia is saying, "What? You've trained with this man? You trained with this mortal?" We is saying, "He's not a mortal, my lord. He is everything." And Pierce is just shocked here, saying everything, even like the Omni King, as we say, is something like that, my lord. I can't explain. I don't really know what Goku is. He's about like, more like everything. And Pierce saying, "Fine, if you don't know anything, maybe the Omni King does, or Taishinkin." As Goku saying, "Yes, they do know who I am." Taishinkin was told by the Zeno. Zeno already knew, but Goku saying here is saying only Zeno could sense my true power, and you guys can't. And Beerus is shocked, saying only Zeno, saying yes, Zeno can sense my true power. And Goku here now has unlocked his full potential power. If Goku could transform into his full potential power, he could destroy the whole multiverse. And Beerus was shocked, saying that he could do that, and Goku saying yes. As Goku now stays, as Whis says, "How about Goku? I train your friends while you. How about Goku?" Saying in his mind, saying telepathically talking to Goku, saying, "Hey Goku, how about I train your friends while you train the other Saiyans over there on planet Cosmosis?" As Goku saying, "Wait, that's a very good idea. Well, since they're not stronger than you, not even my sons are. But there's only one. Gohan is only stronger than you, since he's even stronger than Taishinkin. And those other Saiyans, they are at Taishinkin's level. These ones aren't not. So I'll have to train them more." And Goku and Will says, "How about I train you guys As they say, okay. They ask Goku if he can train. They can train, but Goku saying, Krillin saying, "Yes, Whis can train you guys. He is strong, even stronger than you, Vegeta, or Goten and Trunks, but not stronger than Gohan." And Beerus lives with the other Saiyans in the Z. Beerus lives with the Saiyans. Even Perigas now wanted to train, seeing that if there's a guy stronger like this, then he also needs to power up his power a little more. And Perigas also goes, and the Z fighters also go, since they all have got ki and could handle with his training. Now Gohan, Broly, and Goku go to planet Cosmosis as Goku start training Yomoshi, Alba, and Katsumo. And while they are training, 1 year passes as they were training in the hyperbolic time chamber. Goku created, that 1 year there is 100 billion years outside. 1 year outside is 100 billion years inside there. As they were training immensely high, Goku even putting a gravity machine there that they are going to train in 500 trillion normal times gravity. It's 500. They're training under 500 trillion normal times gravity, and they first think that maybe that's nothing. But when they get in, when Goku activates it, they all just start to get down. Even Gohan, transforming to his full power, was getting a hard time getting up, but he finally did it and got up. And Yomoshi being the second strongest there, also started to go to his final form and started to go out. As Goku said, "In order for you guys to stand up, you'll have to go to your full power." And and Alpa also goes to his full power. Broly goes to his full power. Then Katsuma goes to his full power, and they finally get up, and now they see that Goku was not even affected by this. They say, as Goku says, "Father, so how much power are you using in this normal gravity?" Goku saying -1, and they just all get down again, like they're going to faint. Now saying, "How are you not affected by this gravity?" As Goku says, "You want to see the gravity that can actually take a challenge of my -1." As he goes to activates 500, and he goes to 999 toward decillion times normal gravity, and they all get down without. When it goes to 999 normal times normal gravity toward decillion, Goku actually says, "You see, this can actually take my -1, but not that much." I say, which gravity can actually take your 1% of your power? As Goku says, onto a decillion, 999. Now they can't even move. They can't even move the true Saiyan. The true Saiyans, because I'm gonna call them the true Saiyans here, because they are just strong. They can't even move, not even their hands. They can only move their eyes only, and this is just beyond powerful. As Goku saying, "You see, it can actually take my 1%, but not that much since I've been training." As you still say, as Goku just goes to 1%, as he starts walking normally and goes to -1% and starts training there, and starts training there for a day, and he released the other ones to say, and starts training there for a day, for an hour. After that, he goes to 500 trillion times normal gravity, as they start training and training and training and training, as they get 100 times stronger than they were. All of their forms, even their base, gets 100 times stronger than it was. All of their forms. In the other side, Whis is busy training the Z fighters and Vegeta and the other ones. Now, Beerus took an interest of Vegeta since he was a little stronger than him. I was gonna make him the next destroyer of Universe 7, making him his successor. And Vegeta agreed to this, since he actually also wanted to be a destroyer, to actually keep the balance of his. Since he loved this universe and wanted to keep the balance of the universe, he agreed. And Beerus is also training Vegeta to become the destroyer. Now, 1 year passes in this, as the true Saiyans are now busy training, and they get 5 times stronger now, all of their forms, and they are just strong. The Z fighters on the other side get 50 times stronger than they were training by Whis, and as Vegeta gets 100 times stronger than he was, since he was also training to be a destroyer. Now Champa comes. Now the resurrection of Frieza won't come here, since they couldn't even, if they tried to go to planet Earth, since Android 17, since Chi-Chi, he actually trained a little. Even if the Frieza army could come here, they wouldn't do anything. But Chi-Chi wouldn't be powerful enough. So since the duplicate of Goku never disappeared, it destroyed the Frieza force for good. Now, Champa comes here and challenges his brother to a tournament to see whose universe is stronger. And Beerus gladly accepts this, and he says he will have to get 5 fighters. And Whis calls Goku, and Goku says, Whis says, "Is it time? Is it time yet?" As Goku saying, "No, not now." And Goku saying, "Maybe in another tournament, maybe in a tournament far greater than this, not now." And Goku saying, "But I will come, but I will come." And Goku say, as Champa said, they have a month to prepare this. Goku saying you'll have to stay here just for 1 more month since they're having a tournament. And they were saying, is it time yet? As Goku saying no. But they understood, even if they didn't come out now, they knew that there will be a time that they will come out at least. And since they didn't care, since they also wanted to come out, but Goku was actually bringing them food and stuff, delicious food as they were eating, everything. Now, the fighters for Universe 7 here is Goku, Vegeta, Broly, Gohan, and Raditz. Yes, Raditz. Since Goten and Trunks didn't want to fight because it was going to either be Goten or Raditz, but Goten said no, he'll train with Trunks. And Raditz says the weakest. Even if he is the weakest, he's far stronger than the Universe 6 fighters. Even all of them fused, he would be far superior since now he has mastered Ultra Instinct. And he's going beyond. Even Beerus now was training since knowing that these Saints will surpass him now. And Champa's team, it was still the same. It was still that fat guy, the robot, Heat, Frost, and Cabba. And they go, after a month passes, they go to the tournament. And at the tournament, they see the tournament, and they see that they're on that planet with no living things, and the tournament will be there. Everyone was invited, even the true Saiyans, but they hid their power. And Goku having all the power also has some magic in him. He put a spell in them. He made a spell just for the day, or he made a spell for them to look like humans, just for the day, to look like humans. That won't be that their power is just low, that they are Gohan's friends. And Goku just did that. And not since they had to disguise themselves, if Yomoshi could show himself, Beerus could see him, and Vegeta could see that from the Book of Legends. Could see that Book of Legends of Planet Vegeta, that's Yomoshi, the legendary Super Saiyan. And so they had to hit themselves to look like humans, and they started seeing that Vegeta. Oh, so that's the Vegeta here. He doesn't even have a beard. And they were busy watching the tournament. The first fight was Raditz versus the bear guy, and Raditz sees this, knowing that he's not a challenge, just transforms into his Super Saiyan. And Raditz Super Saiyan is very powerful, but not that powerful, but it is powerful. Let's say like Goku Super Saiyan 3. Super Saiyan 2 is about Goku. Super Saiyan 3 is in Kaioken times 1. And Super Saiyan 3 is Goku times 4. And the other god forms, they're just powerful normally. And Reddit goes into his Super Saiyan, punches him, even in his indestructible body. He couldn't even stand one punch of Reddit's. And he goes down, and before Frost could go, the robot seeing that his friend went down, got angry. And when he went down, he said, Reddit started calling him, wait, I'm gonna fight this tin can. And he started to get sad. Reddit seeing that that's his weakness and started making fun of him. He says, what is a trash can? Are you scared? And he started to cry as Reddit's powered up at double Sunday and took him down. And it was time for Reddit to fight Frost. Now, this fight was just very, very quick. Reddit seeing Frost thought of Frieza, and since he was Frieza's, he was in another dimension Frieza, or a version of Frieza. Reddit got angry, powered up to his full Super Saiyan, and started to attack him. Now, Frost tries to use his needle with the poison, but it didn't even work. It just broke when Reddit's wrist, and Reddit saw that saying he was, since they said they must not be cheating, he was using a needle with the poison, and Reddit gets as they took out the poison, and Reddit's saying, "Good, now you don't have anything." He starts attacking Frost so hard, and was beating him out till Frost passed out. And now it was time for Kerber. Now here, Reddit teaches Kerber how to turn Super Saiyan, and when Reddit's teaching how to transform to Super Saiyan, he transforms to Super Saiyan 2 and takes him down. And now it was time for Heat. Champa was losing hope now, seeing that all of his fighters have been taken down, and he was the only one who was left was Heat. Now Heat thinking maybe since it only took down those ones, he's not that stronger than me. He tries to use his time skip, but Reddit sensing him knows that this one is going to be very strong. Transform into his true Super Saiyan Blue, and when Heat uses his time skip, he actually encounters it, and he blocks Heat's time skip. And Heat was surprised and does some improvements, but it was still not working. He was beating him up, and Heat started to see that, okay, and Heat used his full power, and Reddit seeing that this true Super Saiyan Blue won't work, used true Super Saiyan Blue 2, and when it did that, he got stronger than Heat and starting to beat him up until Heat passed out as as Universe 7 won. Now Champa was just angry at his fighters wanting to destroy them, and Goku said, "No, it's not their fault. It's not their fault that we're stronger." And Champa saying, "What are you gonna do, you mortal? You shut up." And Beerus trying to calm Goku and say, "Goku, please don't do anything. Calm down." And said, "Champa, have some manners." And saying, "Why are you so scared of this mortal?" And Goku just released some of his energy. Champa was like, left his mouth hanging and saying, "Okay, I will not destroy them. Please, sorry for what I said." And Champa was so scared and stopped and didn't do anything to them. Now Zeno came here with his guard and Taishinkin saying that he missed the fight, and why didn't they invite him? They sorry it was just for them. And Zeno, as Goku goes down and says, "Hello, Zeno," and Zeno actually feels his key and knows, he knows it's Goku. Then he's the legendary Omni. Is the legendary Omni King. The first one was the first person who ever existed. And Zeno bows down without everyone no one even saw him bowing down or talking to Goku. They just saw shaking hands. While Zeno was bowing down, Goku said, "I finally returned." And Zeno said, "So are you gonna take your place as the Omni King?" Goku saying, "No." "I will not. You are still the Omni King. I made you when I created my best friend and the second Omni King. I made sure that your people now would have the power of the Omni King. I have stopped being the Omni King years ago." And Zeno says, "Okay, then if you don't want the place, then I guess I'll just take it." And when they shook hands, Zeno said, "Hey, how about we do a tournament?" And as Goku saying, "Really?" It says it will be all about the universes and things, and all of the universes will be attending. As Goku saying yes, in his mind saying yes. So the time has finally come for the two Saiyans to rise, and he telepathically talked to them saying, it's time, but don't show yourself now. You will show yourself after." And Goku saying, "Okay." Zeno left, and saying they only have about 1 year. They only have a year to prepare since Zeno didn't mind that watching released in took a year. And Goku said they started training, saying he is responsible to take to go get some fighters. Peter saying where will he get some very strong fighters? Goku saying there's no need to find some strong fighters. There already are, and they are and they are full 10 fighters. As Peter saying, where are they? We say I know it's you, Vegeta. Yes, no, it's you, Gohan, Broly, Vegeta, and Paragus, and Reddit Snapper. But who are the last three fighters? As Goku says, come out now, my friends. And he snapped his hand, and they turned into their true selves. Yomoshi showed himself. He was since they even if they were in their human forms, when he snapped his fingers, they were wearing some capes and covering their faces. They said, "Come out now, my friends." And Yomoshi showed his face. Pierre started to shaken a little bit since he's knowing that since he knew who Yomoshi was, and he was the first Super Saiyan God. And he once fought Yomoshi. And Yomoshi beat him. And Katsumo shows up, and Pierce also sees him. The one that Pierce was beaten by Katsumo in an arm wrestle. And Alba shows up. Now, Pierce doesn't know Alba, but Alba knows Pierce. As Alba says, well, hello, Pierce. Saying, who are you? As Alba says, saying I was the first. I was the destroyer. I was the first destroyer Saiyan in this universe, and I've been watching you ever since I retired. I took away. I also gave my destroyer powers. I only had God Ki left, and as the Vegeta and said, Yomoshi. I know that name. Says Vegeta says, you're the legendary Super Saiyan. Yomoshi saying, yes, I am, and saying, how long have you been alive? Saying, for all the time I've lived. And as they say, but Goku, they're not that. Even if we do have them, how will you get them that strong in 1 year? As Goku saying, oh, trust me, blood bearers, even if you've trained a lot of times, they're still stronger than you. And saying, I've been training them ever since I went off with. Remember when I went off to go to China and train in university? Ever since I found them, I started training them my whole life. And Gohan found out, and I took Broly, and we started training, oh, Vegeta now saying, oh, you made a clone of yourself to train us then. But Vegeta saying, why did you tell us? As Goku saying, the true saying, as Goku saying, we're the true Saiyans. We don't reveal ourselves until the time has come, and that time has come for a true battle to come. A true battle has come, so we'll come out. As Vegeta saying, the true Saiyans, saying, you three saying, no. Goku saying, we five. I think there are five saying, it's me, Gohan, Yomoshi, Alba, Broly, and Katsumo. It's we six. We're the true Saiyans. Saying, why do you call yourself the true Saiyans? Because we're the actual strong. We say we're the strongest Saiyans, and the actual true Saiyans here. The one who train and fight, who never give up. And Vegeta saying, that's what we're doing. Saying, oh yes, I forgot you, Vegeta. We were gonna add in the true Saiyan, but we were just waiting till we were going to be revealed, since we also knew you were also strong. But as Vegeta, they added Vegeta, but they say, so it's all Saiyans, right? So it's all Saiyans, right? And they, as Goku said, yes, as Goku said, I will be training. It says, I said, since now Vegeta, you've known them. Says, I think you should be training with me. And Whis and Goku made a clone of himself and created and telepathically in his mind created a time chamber and took it out and gave it to Whis, saying, "This is what they will be training in with my duplicate, with my clone." And they're saying, so you train them, saying, "This would be fine. I also want to train. I want to be the strongest destroyer. I want them to know that the strongest destroyer is still here." And Goku takes Vegeta, Broly, Gohan, Yomoshi, Alba, Katsumo to planet to planet Cosmosis, as Vegeta saying, "So this is where you've been living," saying yes. And Goku has been bringing us food, but we didn't really like places to stay. Only thing true Saiyans do is train. That's why we call ourselves the True Saiyans. We only train, we never sleep. Our only duty is to train and get stronger here. As Vegeta is saying, so that's why you call yourself the True Saiyans, because you're the actual True Saiyans that fight. And Goku saying, "We'll be here in 1 year." And here it will, and Goku upgraded it again 1 year, then now saying it will be 1 trillion years, and saying, as he said, as they said, "Vegeta, let the true training begin." And Vegeta saying, "I've already had some true training." Saying, you've never had the training we have." And they got in the hyperbolic time chamber. They went to their final forms. They went to their Super Saiyan Blues, went to their final forms, and since they didn't use their true final forms, since the True Saiyans now have already gotten all. That could handle it. And Super Saiyan 10 was a little heavy. Since Super Saiyan 10 was a little heavy, as Vegeta seeing them transferring to Super Saiyan 10 transformed, but first didn't know. When he got in, he just went down and said, "What is this?" As they say, this is 500 trillion times. This is 500 trillion times normal gravity. And saying, "So this is what you are meaning that the true training begin." They say, "Yes, but this is not what we're training anymore." As Goku said, "I'm gonna train you for 1 day. You should get used to it in that time." As Vegeta trains into 1 day, and he actually gets used to it easily. And they go to 575 quadrillion times normal gravity. And that's when they get the challenge, and they start training all until the 1 year is finished. Since they were training in 1 year, since they were in there for 110 trillion years, 110 trillion years. And Vegeta got stronger and actually now became a True Saiyan. Even training now, Vegeta got 10 times stronger, 100 times stronger than he was in all of his form. And Yomoshi got 500 times stronger than he was in all of his forms and base. Gohan got 1,000 times stronger than he was. Broly got 900 times stronger than he was. And Katsumo got also 900 times stronger than he was. Alba also got 500 stronger than he was. And Goku got 200,000 stronger than he was. Even if that he was training with them, when they stop training, he'll go to the gravity that and actually withstand his power. About 999 undecillion, and that would only take 1%, but it was still strong. And every one of them was very strong, and they were just beyond imaginable that you could say they're weak. They are far stronger than they were. Now Vegeta now is also stronger than the Grand Priest, And the other Saiyans, Gohan was stronger than the Grand Beast by the first time. Now he's even stronger than the Omni King, and the Omni King knows that Gohan is stronger than him. He knows that Yomoshi and Alba and Katsumo Broly are stronger than him. And Vegeta was actually just stronger than the Grand Priest here. He wasn't that stronger than the Omni King since he didn't train with Goku all of these years like they did. And the Tournament of Power gets in as they only have 2 days left. They only have about a week left. Goku just makes a meal, and they started eating and started training a little bit just for about 3 days, and started eating the whole other time and getting their strength up and anything else they can do and relaxing. That was the first time that they actually got a good sleep, because they would sleep about for 2 hours, then wake up and start training again. They actually slept for a real day. They've never failed. The True Saiyans only felt that before Goku came. Otherwise, when Goku came there, they actually became the True Saiyans, and they started training non-stop, and they were just beyond the immeasurable powerful now. They were strong, powerful, and anything. Now the Tournament of Power is starting, and Daishin takes every one of them to the Tournament of Power. Every universes. As universe 7 come, everyone who could feel God Ki just looked at them, and they were just far imaginable strong as all of the Saiyans were there, just waiting. Even Perikas, Piccolo said he would go, but Piccolo said if Perikas doesn't want to go, then he'll join. But since Perikas said I actually want a real fight now, and Perikas got 500 times stronger than he was, even if he's an old man. Now Perikas in the past few years got in love with Bulma's aunt, and he got in love with Bulma's aunt, and he was married, and he wished for a little youth and for his wife to get a little youth. They went back into their 50s, yes. And Perikas was still looking young then. Even his wife now was looking young. And Perikas was very strong now. And when they saw that there's only one strong fighter here, and three strong fighters there, except the Saiyans and Universe 6 Saiyans, since they trained a little, they saw the end. When they saw since Kale, then it became 4 strong Saiyans there. Since it was Jiren, Topo, Dispo, and Kale, since he was a legendary Super Saiyan, Broly said, "I'll be taking Kale. She is mine." And no one argued with Broly, since they knew that she was also a legendary Super Saiyan and Goku was a legendary Super Saiyan. So they did nothing. They just let Broly would take Kale, and says, "I see she hasn't even unlocked her true power. Such a pity. I unlocked my true power the first time I trained with Goku. She hasn't even started to unlock the real potential of hers, not even getting Super Saiyan." And Boru said, "I will be taking her from the start." And when he goes to Kale and says, "You will be fighting with me right now, right here," as Khalifa saying, "Hey, what do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing?" And he says, Goku, as Khalifa, Broly said, "I have no interest in you. I only have interest in her, since she's the version of me in your universe. She's also a legendary Super Saiyan." As Kale saying, "So is that what I went to when I went berserk?" And saying, "Yes." it seems you don't have control at all at your true power. Saying now transform it in it, and saying as Kel tried a lot of times to transform, but she couldn't. As Broly said, oh, now I get why. As she shot a key blast at Kel and Cauliflower. And went to Cauliflower's mind and said, if you want your friend to reach her true power, you will have to act like I hit you very hard. And she, when he threw the keeper, she just went down and said, Kill, please beat him. And she went berserk and started to attack Broly. Broly in his base said, you won't stand a chance, and said, now Kale, wake up. And she woke up and said, hey, I'm still alive, don't think I'm dead or something. And Kale was like, what? And saying, as Broly said, that's the reason. And says, now you've reached your true power. And said, now try to calm down and control it. And she actually calmed down and actually controlled her true power with ease. And Broly said, now you've reached your true power, but you're still behind, way behind. If you want your true power to be the real thing, you will still have to fight a lot. You still have to train a lot more than you can. And Kel said, okay, and said, thank you, and Broly went off. Vegeta here, Goku said, these people are so weak. As the true Saiyan saying, yes, they are just very weak. I don't believe. It says saying, are we the only strong people here? As Goku said, well, we might as well just take all of them. I might as well just take all of them out. As saying, where it says saying, wait, you're gonna take all of them out? Saying, yeah, this thing is boring. And this time Zeno wasn't gonna erase all the universes, since he knew that if he erases the universe, if he might erase the universes, Goku might be angry. But Goku said he won't. He just doesn't have to erase the universes, because it would just be, he doesn't have to erase all the universes. They just have, they won't use the Dragon Balls, and it was just a threat to see if they can actually train. And he must just make it ready so they can actually train. But it seemed no one there was just strong enough. As Goku went to his full -1%, -1%, and say, I went to his full -2%. -2% was actually a weaker than -1. Since Goku didn't want to take down, he said that would be a little weak. He went to his -2, and when he went to -2, I went to -1. When he went to -1, no one could see him. Not Broly, not no one. Just he was so fast. He was just fast that no one could even see him. No one even see him. Goku went so fast and hit everyone there. Just hit everyone, and except Jiren, Topo, Dispo, Kale, and Cauliflower. And since Kale and Cauliflower were like best friends, they were like sisters, like Goku, and like he was like him and the True Saiyans, and he left them. Everyone, when Goku went back, no one even saw him go. Even the Omni King, or only the Omni Kings saw him a little bit of Goku, but you could see him, and Daishingen couldn't see anything. And if Goku could fight the Omni King, he would actually have to go about 2%, or he actually have to go 3% of his power. So Zeno there could see him. And when Goku went back to his friends, everyone else there was just was being punched, and it was like, oh, falling down of the arena, as they saw all of their fighters out, even the invisible, the small ones. They were just out, except them, as saying, wait, how did they do that? How did they all get out? As Goku said, I took them down. As they say, what? Jiren interested in Goku, seeing that maybe he can actually get a challenge. As Goku said, Jiren, you think I'm a challenge for you, don't you? As Goku said, I'm far stronger than you are. I couldn't. I would have to use about -1% of my power to actually fight, -2% of my power to actually fight you, because I am way strong. And Taishingen said, Goku, did you do that? Did you actually take down everyone? Says Goku says, yes, I'm actually very fast. And the time stopped again. Before Taishingen could blink, Goku was just in front of him saying, see, I'm actually very fast. And Taishingen was like, saying, so you're that strong, saying yes, but now it's time for my friends to fight. Saying, Vegeta, since there's another destroyer here, you can fight him. Goku, as Vegeta saying, with pleasure. As Toppo went to his destroyer form, so did Vegeta, and the two say as Goku, Katsumo, as Goku, Yomoshi, Alba, Katsumo, Gohan, and Broly Gohan. Let's say Gohan went to meditate, and Broly fought Raditz actually fought Kale and Caulifla fused, since he had to use his true Super Saiyan 3 to actually fight them. And Broly went to fight Jiren, but he knew that he wouldn't be a challenge, so Broly transformed into his Super Saiyan to actually fight Jiren. And Jiren went to his limit breaker, and he couldn't even stand a chance against Broly's true power, against Broly's Super Saiyan, since Broly was a true Saiyan and was very, very powerful. Now after Broly took down Jiren, he went to the place where the true Saiyans was and started also meditating, as they were floating and also watching with their eyes closed, and they were just watching as Vegeta saw that no one is a challenger. He says they said it's even better. He said meditating is even better than fighting Toppo. And when Toppo used his full power, Vegeta just used his full power and throw a final flash at Toppo, and Toppo threw a giant Hakai, but it didn't work, and took the final flash dispersed the Hakai and took down Toppo. Raditz, after taking down Kale and Caulifla, Kefla went to fight Dispo, and when Dispo tried to use his power, just Raditz just dodged him and saying that's not enough, while he was still in his true Super Saiyan Blue, and he just punched Dispo and saying, you might be fast, but your punches don't affect me, and saying you're not even faster than I am. And Raditz threw a double Sunday at him, and he just passed out and threw him outside. Nappa here was Nappa first and Perigus first started to Nappa and Perigus first started to fight Kale and Caulifla first, but they stopped and they saw that the strong ones can take care of this, as they just went back. And after Vegeta took down Toppo, he also went to the True Saiyans and meditated. And when the fight was over, everyone was just surprised at Universe 7's fighters, as Goku said. That wasn't even a challenge for any of us. Even my True Saiyans, I can't believe. As Goku said, I can't believe we actually showed ourselves out here. Showed ourselves out here. They are no challenge for us. They are just very, very weak. They are no challenge for us. As Daishingen was amazing, saying, Wow, that was amazing. To believe that they could take everyone, Goku could take everyone out, and his teammates, the true Saiyans, were just meditating, and the others were just taken down. This is unbelievable. As Goku was saying, you see, all of us here, the true Saiyans, all seven of us are strong, or all six of us are stronger than the Omni King. The only true Saiyan who's not stronger is Vegeta, but he's stronger than you. Since Vegeta didn't train as a true Saiyan, he only trained for 1 year. He hasn't trained is that much, and after this tournament, he's gonna get the training of his life. As Vegeta just gulped and said, "Well, I might just get the training of my life and become a destroyer." And Daishinkin here was like, "Wait, you're stronger than the Omni King," and say, as here actually the other Zeno came, since his universe was boring. The other Zeno came to this dimension, since the other universe, since he erased everything from that universe, from his timeline, and he said, for Vegeta, as Grand Prix said, "My lords, do you mind fusing?" He says no, as they fused to go to the true Omni King and went to fuse with their gods. Go as say, "Goku, would you mind fighting him?" Goku said no problem. As Goku first thought you would actually have to go to about 3% of his power, but when he saw them, they powered up to their full power. When he saw them, he said, I'm just gonna use 2%. I'm just gonna use full 2%. And when they started to attack Goku, since the True Saiyans and the Z Fighters went out to the bleachers, when they started to fight Goku just started dodging and dodging them started dodging them without being a struggle, and with only one punch, he punched uh they punched Zeno till he was about to fall to the edge. But since here he was actually, if you want to win, you'll have to take the other one down so he can pass it out. Even though he didn't pass out, but those punches were just very, very intense, and it wasn't Goku like full true punch. It was like a punch when you're like punching a punching bag so slow, like as slowly as you can, as like a normal punch, not full punching him so hard, just like a punch. Like when a babe punching you, but a little harder. And Zeno went out, as Goku said, "I'm not satisfied." And as he went so fast and slapped Zeno, kicked him to the sky, punched him down, and kept on doing that. Then he started kicking Zeno and put his hands in. And every time Zeno tries to kick him or punch him, it couldn't work. Even in his full power, it did nothing. Zeno here said, "Well, you are the legendary Omni King. I expect nothing more from you." As powered up to his fullest and powered up his strongest form, and started to fight Goku. His strongest blast, and started to fight Goku. But Goku, that didn't even phase him when he punched him. Goku didn't even move. It didn't even phase him. As Goku said, "Ah," and threw a key blast, a giant key blast at 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 True Zeno, at Ultra True Zeno, and it took him and passed out. And as he passed out, now everyone was amazed. Everyone was just surprised, seeing that Goku is the strongest, and They said, why isn't he the Omni King? As Goku said, because I didn't want the role of the Omni King. I said, hey Beerus, remember when after you and Champa's tournament, when me and Zeno shaked hands, Zeno went so fast bowing down to me and saying I finally returned, saying why don't I take the role? I said no. Saying but we didn't see him bow. Says he is fast, very fast. You couldn't see him even if he slapped. You couldn't see him even if he came in front of you and say, okay. As Goku being known as the strongest in the whole multiverse and the true Saiyans except Vegeta. Now, a time passes as Vegeta now has become actually become the true Saiyan now, and he's very, very strong, even than the Omni King. And they were still training. So guys, I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna continue at the Moro arc, and I'm gonna make some other videos. I'm gonna make after the Moro arc maybe something else, so maybe the granola. So see you guys.